Hey guys, so I'm just going to start with the homework from yesterday. So the question asks, for each of the following linear sequences, find the value of. So if we just start off with the very first one, which is that Tn is equal to 3n. So the first thing you had to find was T1. And all I'm going to do there, for anyone who might have missed class yesterday, is I'm going to replace the n with 1. And when I do that, I have to put in brackets. So 3 multiplied by 1 gives me 3. B then, I had to do T3. So again, I'm just using this formula here that they've given me. I'm going to replace the n in that formula with 3, and I get 9. And then finally, I have T45. So I am just going to replace 45 in that formula, or the n with 45. And 45 and 45 is 90. And add 45 will give me 135. The next one then, so the next formula, that's that one done, was Tn equals to 2n plus 5. So for this one, I'm going to start first of all with T1 and replace the n with 1. And what I'll get is that term 1 of the sequence is 7. The next one, I am going to replace, I'm going to do T3. So I'm going to replace that n with 3 plus 5. So that'll give me 6 plus 5, which gives me 11. And then finally, I have T45. So I'm going to replace that n with 45. And that will give me 2 by 45 will give me 90, plus 5 will give me 95. Now, so that's the first section done. So I can just take that one. And the very last one then, I have Tn equals to 3 minus 2n. So the first one, T1, replacing all of my n's with 1. I get 3 minus 2 by 1, which will give me 3 minus 2, which is 1. The second one, I have T3. And that will give me 3 minus 2 by 3. Now again, you can pop this into your calculator if you're not very good with integers. That'll give me 3 minus 6, and that will give me minus 3. And then for T45, I will get 3 minus 2 by 45. So 3 minus 2 by 45. So 2 by 45 is 90. 3 minus 90 will give me minus 87. And again, you can check that on your calculator. Okay, so for question 4. For each of the following linear sequences, find the start term, the first difference, the nth term, and the value of the stated term. So let's look first at the sequence 9, 14, 19, 24. And the first part of that they asked for is the start term, and we know the start term is always T1. So we can say that T1 equals to 9. That's our start term. Now the first difference, remember we did this in the video, so the first difference is going to be the difference between, I would have called it the common difference. We'll use first difference a little bit more when we're looking at quadratic sequences. So that's the difference between each of the numbers. So the difference between 9 and 14 is 5. The difference between 14 and 19 is 5. And the difference between 19 and 24 is 5. And remember we said as well that it's easy to know then it's a linear sequence because our difference is common. Okay, so our difference, and I'm going to call that D, is equal to 5. Alright, you can call this A as well, because I would say that they're going to look for the nth term, which they are. And that means we need to use our formula. So Tn equals A plus n minus 1 multiplied by D. So all I'm going to do is replace my Tn equals, my A I got was 9, my first term, plus n minus 1 multiplied by D, which is 5. So I get Tn equals to 9 plus 5 by n, so 9 plus, and then for those of you who might have missed the video or the class yesterday, we're going to multiply these in here. So what we get is 5n, and then minus 1 by 5 gives me minus 5. So I get Tn is equal to, and I'm going to add any like terms that I have. I've only 2, so that's 9 minus 5. So 9 minus 5 gives me 4 plus 5n. And then the last part of that question asks me to find the, so I have that one done, that one done, that one done, and then it asks me to find the 13th term, and I can use my formula for that. So T13, I get 4 plus 5 by 13 equals, and I'm going to pop that into the calculator. I'm not very good at my 13 times tables, so 4 plus 5 multiplied by 13 will give me 69. Okay, the second question then, we have 0 minus 3 minus 6 minus 9. Just if you didn't get the nth term of the last question, I would say to you pause now, because you know what the nth term means. So pause and have a go at this one and see, then play the video again and see if you got it right. So you have a, and we know that's T1, and that's also a, the first term, and in this case it's equal to 0 because 0 is my first term of this sequence. Okay, the second thing then is my difference, which we know is d in the formula, and my difference here, well, the difference between 0 and minus 3 is minus 3, minus 3 minus 6 minus 3, minus 6 and minus 9 is minus 3. So my difference each time is it's going down in 3, so minus 3. C then, I have Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. So I get Tn is equal to, a is 0 plus n minus 1 multiplied by d is minus 3. And I'm going to put that in brackets just so that I don't confuse anyone by making it look like I'm taking the 3 away. Okay, that's a negative 3. So I'm going to multiply negative 3 by n and negative 3 by minus 1. And then what I'm going to get is I'm going to get Tn equals to 0, we can forget about. I have minus 3 by n gives me minus 3n. And minus 3 by minus 1 gives me plus 3. And you might need to look over your integers for that one. Now, for those of you who were in class the other day, you'll remember that I checked this. So for example, if I put in 1, T1, I should, when I put 1 into this, I should get 0, okay? So if I put in 1, I get minus 3 by 1 is minus 3, plus 3, which should give me 0. So I know I'm correct. So you can do that little check as well, okay? And the last thing that they asked me to do here is find the 19th term. So T19 equals to minus 3 by 19 plus 3 equals to, and I'm just going to pop that into my calculator, so I get minus 3 by 19 plus 3, and what I get is minus 54.